before we dive in, if you haven't yet, make sure to subscribe to my channel and hit the notification bell. I'd also love to hear your thoughts in the comments. Have you ever experienced a betrayal that shook you to your core? Let's get into today's story. I remember the day like it was yesterday, the day my world quietly, brutally shifted. I was sitting on the edge of our bed, phone in hand, scrolling through messages I wasn't supposed to see. My heart had been uneasy for weeks, a dull, persistent ache I couldn't place. Then I found it, a single message from her, my wife, to someone named Jay. It wasn't just a casual text. It was warm, intimate, the kind of words I thought only I had a claim to. "You won't believe how much I miss you today," it read. I stared at it for what felt like hours, my chest tightening, my hands trembling. The world around me blurred. The ticking clock, the muted hum of traffic outside our window, even the soft rustle of our curtains. All of it faded into this singular, piercing truth. She had been hiding something. At first, I tried to convince myself it was nothing. Maybe Jay was a friend, an old colleague. Maybe I was overreacting. But then came the subtle signs I'd been ignoring. Missed calls, unexplained late nights at work, a sudden obsession with her phone. Every excuse she gave felt rehearsed, every laugh with me slightly forced. I started questioning myself. Was I imagining it? Was I paranoid? One evening, I decided to follow my instincts. I came home earlier than usual, my palms sweaty, my mind racing. From the living room, I saw her laughing, leaning closer to a man I didn't know. The sight hit me like a punch. I felt my stomach drop, my chest tighten, and something inside me fracture. I froze, unsure if I was witnessing reality or a cruel nightmare. The confrontation came days later. I couldn't keep pretending. "Who is he?" I asked, voice tight, almost breaking. She froze, eyes wide, and then a sigh. "It's not what you think," she said. But I had already seen everything I needed to know. She had abandoned me for another man, quietly, deliberately. The life we had built, the dreams we shared, had been quietly dismantled while I was at work, believing in us. For months after, I replayed memories in my head. The late dinners, the quiet mornings, the promises we whispered in the dark. They all started to feel like lies. Every smile, every touch, now had a shadow over it, a hidden truth I couldn't unsee. I felt a mixture of rage, heartbreak, and shame. How could I have been so blind? How could I have loved so fully and been betrayed so completely? Years passed. I tried to rebuild. Some days were easy, mundane even, but others dragged me back into that hollow ache of loss. I didn't seek revenge. I didn't beg her to return. I simply focused on myself, my growth, my own sense of worth. The betrayal had taken so much, but I refused to let it take all of me. Then, out of nowhere, life brought her back into my world. I was walking through a cafe, coffee in hand, when I saw her. She was with him, the man she had left me for. She looked older, tired, the kind of weariness that comes from carrying guilt. And then our eyes met. Her face shifted in an instant, from surprise to something heavier, something like regret. I felt the power in that moment, not over her, not in anger, but in realizing how far I had come. I was no longer the man shattered by her betrayal. I had rebuilt, piece by piece, stronger than before. She approached hesitant. I didn't expect to see you," she murmured. I nodded, holding her gaze. "I know." For a moment, I thought about the anger I could unleash, the words I could hurl, but I didn't. Instead, I let the silence speak, the distance between us saying more than any accusation ever could. The years had changed everything. I had changed, and in that quiet, unspoken truth, I felt a strange, bittersweet closure. We talked briefly, awkwardly, about life, about choices, about the paths we had taken. She apologized, but it wasn't for me. It was for herself, for the guilt she carried. I listened, quietly, letting her words wash over me, without pulling me back into the pain. I realized then that some reunions don't need fireworks. They don't need dramatic confessions or tears. Some are simply the acknowledgement that life moves forward, even when hearts are broken. I left the cafe that day feeling a quiet strength I hadn't felt in years. She had abandoned me once, but I had survived. I had rebuilt. I had grown into someone unshakable, someone who could face the past without collapsing. And in that strength, I found peace, not in her return, not in her regret, but in my own resilience. Sometimes I still think about what we had, and yes, a sting lingers, but now it's different. It's a reminder that love can hurt, but it can also teach, shape, and ultimately make you stronger. And that day, that brief reunion, was proof that even the deepest betrayals can't define the rest of your life. If this story resonated with you, I'd love to hear your thoughts. Have you ever faced a betrayal that changed everything? Share your experiences in the comment below. And don't forget to subscribe for more stories that hit deep and keep it real.